Yeah, it feels great. Delighted. Delighted to win that game. Delighted to for the lads to get a reward. You know, the ultimate reward in hurling, and delighted for Tony that he was able to go up the steps of the Hogan stand and collect that trophy on behalf of the county, and just brilliant for all the panel of players, and in particular brilliant for all those guys that have got their second All Ireland now.
Was there any stage in that game where you felt that it mightn't be your day?
I suppose we just started poorly. You know, we were conscious that Cork all year have raced out of the blocks, and we thought that we were going to be able to handle it, but then they really started well. But we hung in there, we toughed it out, and we got back into it before half time, and we were delighted to come in at level at half time.
What was the mood for extra time, given that you had sort of injuries at the end of normal time? Conor Cleary had a shoulder injury, a few more, trouble injury.
Yeah, well, we had great faith in the group, great faith in the panel of players that we picked. We didn't expect it to go to extra time, but when it did, there was good belief in the group, and changed around at the end of normal time, and thought we approached it well, and delighted for the guys that came on to perform and get up to the pitch of the game in the manner that they did. So yeah, happy with the full panel.
What was it that you think got you over the line, Brian? There was obviously so much that happened in that game. A couple of moments of magic as well. What for you, like right now? What was it that got you over the line?
I think how we responded after the first couple of minutes. Ado getting that goal brought us right back into it, and then we were able to relax a bit. And I think we hurled well from there on. So I suppose that, and look, just Tony just caught fire in the second half. And on into extra time. So yeah, when you've got the likes of Tony and Shane and John and Diarmid and Conor Cleary, those guys on the field, you always have a chance, and just delighted with them and delighted with the full squad really.
There was so much talk in the build-up of the game with the attacking talent that was on show, but so many defenders had incredible games today, like Conor Lean, Adam Hogan in particular. Could you talk to us about their performance?
Yeah, sure. Look, coming up against the likes of the forward line that Cork have, and the potential that is off the bench, you really have to be at the top of your game. And I thought our full back line were tremendous. Now, they've been tremendous all year, but sometimes they get a bit of a bad rap because you're playing such quality players all the time, and the game now is it's a tough place inside there in the full back line. So this guy here he's one of the toughest guys we have. So just delighted for him and delighted for all his colleagues.
Brian, does it, because you've been through so much adversity and big matches in most finals over the last years, does that make today sweet?
Well, look, I suppose every game kind of takes on a life of its own, and every season takes on a life of its own. And after the Munster final, we took a break, and the thinking was that if we were going to go back into it, that we'd prefer to lose an All Ireland final, or lose a quarter final rather than losing a semi final or an All Ireland final. And the team came back with just tremendous freshness, and they were ready to go, and really real desire about the squad and about the team, and our leadership group that is in the team have that in them. So just delighted for them, and delighted with the way that they've performed.
The man who was coming in there, he referred to you as the god of Clare hurling there in the speech. He produced a few godlike moments.
Yeah, look, it's when Tony is playing, it's there's a different dimension for us. Like when he's there, there's always that threat, regardless of what position in the field that he plays, whether he's in the middle of the field or whether he's centre forward or full forward. There is that threat, and if a team ignores him, they will suffer. And we're just delighted to have him, and absolutely delighted for him that he has gone up as captain of the team and collected the Liam Mac Carthy. So just thrilled for him and thrilled for Conor as well. Our captain and our vice captain, just tremendous guys. Conor collected the league trophy earlier on, and now Tony has collected the Liam Mac Carthy. So great.
I suppose from maybe a personal point of view or a selfish point of view, I suppose it's the best thing I'll probably ever do in hurling, and there's obviously a bit of luck involved because you have to be asked to captain. You have to be asked to captain the team first of all, and then obviously you have to have a team good enough and a panel good enough to win All Ireland. And yeah, from a personal point of view, it's it's the greatest thing I'll ever do in GAA. Just a couple of red bodies, and you just kind of had to avoid them. I was probably going to take my point until a defender. Often goals are kind of made by the defender rather than yourself. Like you don't take the ball thinking I'm going to score a goal here. It's kind of you take what's in front of you really. So when the defender came, I didn't want to get blocked down, so I had to sidestep, and then another defender came, so I had to sidestep again. And then once you're kind of through, you have to have a rattle off a goal. And yeah, look, it's fortunate enough that it hit the back of the net, and yeah, wasn't so fortunate maybe in the extra time when Collins made a great save in the extra time. So yeah, look, delighted that one went in, and probably would have been sickened if that one didn't go in and we paid for it, but luckily we didn't.
Tony, can you give us a sense of the last few years for yourself, like a year like this and like last year, I suppose, you're frustrated, you're injured, you're trying your best to get back, and then to finish it off on a day like this, what was that sort of
yeah, well, last year was grand. It was probably the club season last year that was kind of affected, really. Like in terms of missing kind of game time, I've only really missed kind of one kind of game. Well, this year was my first kind of game missing, let's say, so it was kind of this year really. But it's probably frustrating. The back end of last year, probably trying to figure out what was wrong. Probably wasted maybe August to December not knowing, and then that's probably the toughest time. But once you kind of know when you got a date of return, it's not too bad. And the likes of Ryan Taylor, who was in that rehab corner, and your man then decided to come back into it in around March or April. So you've a couple of bodies in there to keep you going throughout the winter. So yeah, I suppose unlucky for the likes of Ryan, who was in there, but it's good to have someone, you know, in the winter that you're training with while the rest of the lads are obviously training away. Yeah, I said it last week. It's probably appreciation more so than anything. I suppose when you're here 11 years ago, you think we were probably coming off the back of underage success, thinking, "Geez, this is mighty." You turn up and you win, kind of, or you get to finals year in, year out, and then when you get to senior and you do it, kind of in your first or second year, you kind of think it's maybe run of the mill, and then I suppose that the hardship makes you appreciate it then as you get older. So yeah, definitely. I think it's, I suppose for the 7 or 8 lads, I think we've 8 maybe from 2013, it's mighty for them lads as well who have stuck the course, kind of. It's like we've been beaten in 4 Munster finals, probably got a bit of stick for not maybe backing up that 2013 All Ireland. Even though it's a different team, it's still for the likes of John Conlon, Davy Mack, just them kind of characters, and the rest of the 8, it's it's that extra bit sweet.
Only you said to us down at the barn you wouldn't take Shane's advice about starting later in the year, but the way you've peaked up the last couple of games, does it give you ideas in a way that, you know, we have seen the best of you the last couple of games?
Yeah, no, there's only a certain couple of lads now that can do what your man does here.
If nobody tries it, then you can't say that.
Yeah, no, I suppose, no, I just kind of like going training. it was hoggy during the week. He was kind of on about it in terms of just enjoying the game. It's not for, like, the days of kind of getting dogged are kind of over as well. Like it's so, Everton is managed now to the nth degree in terms of what you're covering. Like before, like there was no GPS 11 years ago, so you were kind of, managements were eye testing it, going, geez, they look a bit tired, but they could be overcooked or they could be undercooked. Whereas nowadays, Everton is so is managed, and I suppose if you felt yourself that you needed a couple of weeks, like your man here, give it to you. Like it's completely changed in terms of how inter-county kind of teams have gone about. Just kind of less is more sometimes, and I think they've really bought into that as well, which is.
You said that Brian, when you were going to enjoy it more than you enjoyed 2013, you came off the field broken and racked, and at the final whistle you sprinted about 50 metres in no sense. And in fact, what was that feeling like?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's hard to put into words, and that's never the answer that I think you want, but it's very hard to describe what it feels like. But it's just an outpouring of emotion that's probably 10 years in the making. Tony's absolutely right that, like, you do think that this is going to come around when it's your first year and you win it, and that just did not obviously transpire that way. But to get a day like today, I mean, just makes 10 years of hardship worthwhile in a 5-minute period. Like, it's just incredible.
And to think that you come so close to maybe saying that's me for hurling.
Yeah, thank God I didn't make that decision anyway. But yeah, it was very close to that. But like we were talking about out there's a lot of years where you feel like you're in the hunt and you're close, and then like it just stops. And this year, like, we weren't playing amazing at certain stages in the year, and then just got that lease life at the right moment and just managed to turn the screw. And today was just an epic battle out there. But yeah, I mean, I'm certainly glad that I didn't give it up a few years ago.
Conor, how hard was that game? Very tough, I suppose. We knew coming into it, form our forwards were in, and we were under pressure in the first half. I think showed good character to stay in the game, and worked our way into the game. But it was very physical. Cork team, different dynamics, and just start moving forward.
Jeez, that's very sweet.
They all pick up what they wanted and will it, so it was.
Oh, well done. Oh,
What was
yeah.
it like extra time? It wasn't easy. I had a few rejections on that one. It was the green whistle, so I don't know that I see much extra time, but it was very hard, very hard. But I suppose like the boys like Jones and with the group about 10 years, we're just really trying to will lads forward or lads to win the game. And, it is very tough, but no better than to see it through.
That's your first Ireland.
Yeah, went to Japan in January 2014.
Terrible time to come in.
So what you should do now, Cleary? Take off the next day for like O'Donnell.
Yeah, you should.
I thought you were.
Oh, yeah.
You're booked after 23 minutes. You scored best type of game that it was. What was it like? There's a couple of lads on my page throughout that game. What was it like playing, knowing that one mistake and you've gone?
Yeah, I suppose you just it was something Brian Lohan always says about next ball, and I know it's kind of very cliche, but that's all you really do is just reset and go for next ball and kind of work your way into the game. I do that from the on, but yeah, so listen, as a back, especially inside back, it's never good to get out there early. You just have to kind of reset. I think you just kind of take yourself out the moment as well. Like it's not like it's all about you that moment. You're trying to contribute to the team. I think that's my mindset anyway, just to reset quickly and see what it brings to the team for the next 50-60 minutes.
Yourself and two young lads beside you, Adam Hogan and Conor Cleary. Unbelievable performances.
Yeah, I had a great lads in fairness, and Conor said to come in from tip games, they come from the championship to most finally, standing in the everyone knows how good Adam is, because but in fairness to like the 3/4 hours before they had the best footballer in the country, and we knew that we were going to be voted today, like we did that was in the game like this.
Cork, the best
they
footballer.
did good for all good games to do it.
Brian Henson and Conley, I think, scored 1-7 between them against Limerick. 3 points between them today. He must be very proud of that.
Yeah, because they had no pressure to do no fairness. That can be kind of false times when you see the score they weren't able to sell it. I suppose where Mark is back and how we're going to do it. And yeah, I suppose we'll be happy. Shane, sorry to interrupt.
No, okay.
It's actually about him I want to ask you. Like, I know what it feels like for us when we see Tony, as Brian said earlier, Tony caught fire. What is it like to be on a team with something like that?
yeah, I mean, you're just like, thank God they're taking that. But yeah, it's when Tony gets going, it's like there's nobody like him, and it's just a matter of trying to feed him with as much ball as possible, and sometimes just get out of his way. But yeah, like he just does things that you don't think are possible, and you kind of have to stand back and be in awe of it, especially the last 10 or 15 minutes. Myself and Cleary were beside each other on the sideline, just like willing everyone to give the ball to Tony, and it's not the first time we've been in that scenario. So, I mean, yeah, he's just an exceptional player, and it's a privilege to play with him.
Tony, were you conscious of, like, with all the boys gone, that you had to, as the body looks to be getting injured yourself at the end of normal time as well?
Not really, no. I suppose the nature of the game, it was kind of ebbing and flowing. I think it was, I suppose it was more, it's more like that, you're just trying to get on the ball and impact it. I thought we had just played it, I felt like we had maybe a lot of wides in that second half from the Cusick stand side, maybe 3 or 4 wides. And I think we relinquished a 3-point lead maybe in that last maybe 7 or 8 minutes. So it was more trying to just get on ball and try and impact the scoreboard as much as possible, really. But like the boys said, like we got savage contribution. I think we've got an enormous contribution off our forwards coming on all year, and we got the same today. But I thought the contribution we got from our backs coming on, Brian Lohan into the full back line was excellent on Brian Hayes. I thought Keane Galvin came in, was really composed on the ball when, you know, Everton around you at that stage is manic, just didn't give the ball away. Obviously Ryan Taylor in the middle of the field gave us great energy, so it was, I suppose Sod said it there, this championship is kind of different lads, different days have kind of chipped in, and it's yeah, it's really, really important. And I suppose I'd say the league probably gave us that platform in terms of giving lads game time. The likes of Conor Cleary got good game time in the league. They could trust him, throw him into championship. I suppose same thing today. Cleary goes down, Brian Lohan played all the league, played the first open round. You can just throw him in. So I think the league this year, I know we went and won it, but even so we had a great platform of, we got a lot of new lads game time, which was massive, and confidence and trust built up with it amongst them.
Tony, you mentioned energy. Last question, because Conor, if you want to step back and you Tony, you mentioned energy. I just noticed at the final whistle, the charge for him was led by John Conlon, I think. He was ahead of everyone, like he was like a young man. What, like he's been through the race over the last few years with injury and everything. So what does it mean? It means a huge amount to you, someone like John as well.
Yeah, John is pretty much kind of the leader of the pack, really. I know he's the elder statesman on the team, but he really is an unbelievable guy outside of, obviously he's a talented hurler and everything like that, but his application drive, his willingness to, I suppose, bring younger lads together, older lads together. He's just, I would consider him on the same level as a Seanie McMahon, a Brian Lohan, a Colin Lynch. He's that kind of in Clare, like it's kind of like Lohan, McMahon, Conlon kind of has the same aura about it. He's just his leadership ability is just, it's second to none. He's probably, he'll go down. Obviously, he's one of the best Clare players. But what is he now? 35. He said he's doing another year in AS, so he's going to play at least 36 in AS. So yeah, but again, looks after himself incredibly well, and there'll be no fear of him. He'll be grand.
On the steps, Clare, Ireland is like our religion, and Brian Lohan is like our God. Just can you give us that before you go back to the dressing room? Brian Lohan, what's behind that statement?
Since he came in, Everton has been for the betterment of Clare, from a behind the scenes standpoint. Like, we were probably in the media pre-COVID for not having our shit together. Our centre of excellence was always on it. We were never on it for an unbelievable match or performance. It was always what's going on in Clare or who's wrong with who. But since he came in, he cleaned up everything behind the scenes, and then from a player's point of view, he just has us eating out of the palm of his hand. It's probably because he played and he was such a legend. He has that, I suppose, the minute he walks into the dressing room. But he probably comes across as, like, he is tough and he comes across in the media, but to us, he would defend you to the hilt. Like, he is tough, but he's a sound man as well behind it all, if you can believe that. He has a softer side to him, but he has, yeah, he's just a legend.
Yeah, absolutely.